Hey, happy Thursday, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another edition of The Activated Author. Welcome, welcome. I'm your host, Melissa T, the procrastination bully, and your hashtag author bestie. Thank you so much for tuning in. I appreciate you. Thank you for watching on YouTube, on Instagram, and LinkedIn. I'm always live every Thursday on those three platforms. So you take your pick, whichever one you want to be on. Tonight is very different. This time, I'm going to be asking you questions. So please definitely join in the chat this time. Definitely join in the conversation because this one is meant to be active and engaging. All right. I've got questions I'll be running with you guys. And please, I'm also inviting you to actually join me in the studio. Like, if you're available to come into the studio so I can talk to you, by all means, come on in. The link is right there. tinyurl.com/TAA live. That way we can have the conversation in real time. So if you want to join the conversation there, come on in. I'm happy to talk to you like in real time so we can chop it up for all of our audience to see. All right. So thank you so much for joining me. You can give this music a little rest here. But yeah, last week I did an AMA where I gave you guys the opportunity to ask me questions, which appreciate all of you who tuned in and engaged with me. That's always a blast. I love hearing from you guys. So today I wanted to ask you some questions. Some of these are, some of these are kind of light, kind of easy to answer, and full transparency, some of these are gonna be confronting in a good way, in a positive way. Because remember, I'm your hashtag author bestie and the procrastination bully. So some of these are gonna touch on whatever that is that you're delaying on, if that applies to you. And we'll dig into the heart of why. So again, if you want to join the conversation, call in. Use that link to actually join me in the virtual studio. tinyurl.com/TAA live. So I'm gonna jump into the first question. But before I do, I think the box is here on your video screen, but the top right corner, that QR code is for my new book, Pain to Prose, the Pain to Prose Playbook. If you are interested in getting your copy, you can get it there today. Order the Pain to Prose Playbook at paintoprose.com. If at any point you need that link, just scan that QR code. It'll take you straight to the landing page. If you want to join me in the virtual studio right now, use that link that is on your screen right now, tinyurl.com/TAA live. So the first question I want to ask you, and please put it in the chat. Even if you're not going to join me in the studio, definitely type this in the chat though, because I want to engage with you. How are you really doing? And I put really in all caps because if you notice, we're now seated. Like we're not impassing, we're not talking to each other real quick at church so you can throw out the word blessed real quick. No, like, how are you really doing? How are you doing emotionally? How are you doing spiritually? How are you feeling physically? How are you doing relationally? Like, how are you really doing? And I'm not asking this question to be all up in your business. That's not what I do this for. I do this in honor of my name. Melissa means honeybee. My entire job is to help other people blossom. So how are you really doing? And if there's a way that I can assist, then I certainly shall. So by all means, chime on in. I'll go first. How am I doing? Full transparency, kind of sluggish. I've been in a bit of a malaise these last couple of weeks. And in my case, I do believe it might be a deficiency of some kind, because when your vitamin D is low, that does tend to affect your mood. So I'm gonna be kind of careful with that. And the key is to always know what the cause is so you can resolve it, right? We always want to name a thing. Shout out to Ms. Rosalie. Happy Thursday to you. Thank you always for tuning in. Much love. It's always a pleasure. And yes, since you chimed in, Ms. Rosie, how are you really doing? How you doing? How you feeling? Emotionally, spiritually, relationally, financially, whatever it is. Like, let me know your actual well-being. And if there is a way that I can assist, tell me. All right. And if you're not putting it in the live chat here, feel free to drop it in the comments if you're catching the replay, because these questions are timeless. Like, they will always apply. Okay. That is one beautiful thing about this episode. Like, even when this live stream is over and you're catching this on the replay, these questions will always apply, because your answer may very well change each time you come back to it. All right. One more time, shout out to all of my peoples that are tuning in on Instagram, on YouTube, and on LinkedIn. All right. I am live on all three of those platforms. I'm going to jump over to LinkedIn really quick just to make sure that if there are any questions over there, that I catch them, or any comments in the chat over there, that I catch them. That's the one thing about using multiple platforms. The one I'm using to live stream doesn't show the comments on LinkedIn or IG. I have to manually go over to each of these platforms to see that. But yeah, shout out to my folks that are watching on all the platforms. So that was question number one. How are you really doing? Okay. How you really doing? Question number two, though. If you're stuck right now, what do you think is holding you back? Now, in my case, I just mentioned what mine was. Like, I identified it. In my case, it might be a deficiency thing. My levels might be a little bit low. Fortunately, I do have the supplement I need. So I'm going to make sure to stay on top of that to get back up to the levels I need to be at. Shout out to Miss Rosalie. She put her answer. I'm doing pretty good, thank God. Last week I was a bit tired, but this week I am recovering from jet lag, time change, and everything else. Praise God for that. Yeah, people underestimate the effect that travel can have on their bodies. Not even just the jet lag. Like, that's one thing. That's one thing to account for. But we tend to underestimate, like, the atmosphere in a plane or a train or a bus, and what that can do to our bodies as we travel. Like, people, take long flights and come back home and wonder why they feel so terrible. Like, these massive vehicles are cleaned with industrial chemicals, and we take all of that stuff in, and it does affect our bodies. It does affect our immune system. In addition to the jet lag. One cheat code I learned for the jet lag from my vegan health coach, Lisa A. Smith. She pivoted to chronic stress now. But one of the things she teaches is, like, hydrate. Like, that's one of the cheat codes to kind of overcoming the jet lag once you feel it. Like, hydrate. That does help your body recalibrate, get a greater sense of function back. But let me put the question back up here. If you're stuck right now, what do you think is holding you back? And be honest with yourself with that question. What do you think is holding you back? Is it a financial thing? Is it something that is emotional? Is it something that you're telling yourself? What do you think is holding you back? In my case, I did have something holding me back with the project I was working on, which was certain logistical details. I don't know about you, but in full transparency, I'm the type of person that I'm detail oriented, but if the details are too specific, I can kind of lose my patience and just, like, put it down for a little bit and, like, walk away. That was what happened to me. I was in a situation where I put the thing down and walked away for a while meaning several days. Like, I just had to put it down. I was getting frustrated. However, I got back to it, dusted it off, and now I'm making progress on it. So we good now in terms of my answer to this question. Like, I'm back on track with what I need to be doing. And shout out to all the folks who pre-ordered the paperback version of the Pains Pros Playbook. It is coming. Thank you so much for your patience. Had some logistical challenges with it. It's on the way, though. That's the beautiful news there. It's on the way. Shout out to all the folks that have ordered it, like, post-launch. I appreciate all of you for that. And that one's on the way to you. You know what I mean? So Definitely appreciate you for that. For those who like to order on Amazon, the Paints Pros Playbook will be available on Amazon by Saturday, as of this recording or as of this live stream. So if you're somebody that prefers that, maybe you don't necessarily want to order direct off of a website, it'll be available on Amazon on Saturday, August, I want to say 22nd, making sure I check the date there. So yeah, that'll be available to you. So that's number 2. If you're stuck right now, what do you think is holding you back? Be 100% honest with this question. Be honest with all of them, but especially this one, because the key is to name the thing so that you can see it with your eyes or hear it with your own ears and be able to take action and execute on the correction or the right course of action. Here's a related question. What's your black swan? I'm going to get into that in a second. I'm going to jump to the comments real quick. Who's already said, yay. Yeah. So what's your black swan? Let me explain what I mean by that. So if you've never heard the book, Never Split the Difference, this is a book by a gentleman named Chris Voss, who is a retired FBI negotiator, FBI hostage negotiator. And the technique that he teaches in his book is called tactical empathy, being able to help the other person feel heard while also clearly communicating your terms. And one of the key things in tactical empathy is if you listen closely enough, you can actually get to the heart of what the person really wants, not just what they're talking about, not just what they're verbally saying. So have you ever been in a conversation with somebody you love, maybe y'all are having a disagreement, and they're harping on you about maybe you always being late for stuff. This is just an example. You always being late for stuff. But when you get to the end of the conversation, the truth of the matter is they might struggle with abandonment issues. Like they don't like it when you late for stuff because then they feel stranded. And that's what makes them uncomfortable. Or people have left them in the past or cut them off in the past. That's what a black swan is. That's the heart of the matter. Like the deep, deep, deep thing. That's the real issue, not the issue that's being said. So for you, the reason I asked this question after the what do you think is holding you back? What is your black swan? Like, what is the real thing that is deep within your soul, deep within your core that's bugging you that you haven't addressed yet? Answer this question honestly for yourself. All of these questions are questions you put in a journal or voice record in your phone. But what is your black swan? For me, my deepest black swan is fear of non-completion. Just in general. Like I know what my assignment is on earth now, and I want to make sure I complete it to the best of my ability for as long as I'm alive. So I'm usually very concerned about my health for that reason. So anytime I feel like off, that's the first thing that goes off in my head. Like, oh, I need to make sure that whatever other author related things I need to do, whether that's the Paint to Pros playbook, the upcoming boot camp in September, that starts September 1st. If you're interested in the boot camp, just go to bootcamp.melissathomas.co/sign up. That's this thing on your screen. If you're interested in joining me in the boot camp, it's 21 days at 30 minutes a day. We have weekly live Zoom calls where I kind of show you the ropes of the authorship process, like helping you create that rough draft. And then you get emails every day, 30 minutes a day to get that process going. So you can actually finish the book, your rough draft in 30 days. And again, I'll put this link up if you want to actually join the studio, join me here in the studio, tinyurl.com/TAA live. Please forgive me if I'm throwing way too many links at you. I know that's a lot. But anyway, what is your black swan? Be honest with yourself with that question. Here's the next one. And I love reminding people of this one because I know a lot of you are high achievers, high performers. So you're On to the next. You execute, you complete a task, you're on to the next. There are certain tasks you're procrastinating on because you have your specific reasons, right? But for the most part, you're serving, you're getting it. You are doing the thing. When's the last time you gave yourself flowers? Like, be honest about that. When's the last time you celebrated yourself? Are you allergic to that? Be honest about that too. Is that something you're allergic to? Because there are some of us are wired like that. We don't celebrate ourselves, and we don't feel right when other people compliment us, which that'll be the next question. I'll get into that in a minute. But let's start with just you. When's the last time you gave yourself flowers? Was it a month ago? A couple months ago? A year ago? Because the truth is, it's far better for you to celebrate yourself. That way, you get in the habit of recognizing your own milestones, your own wins, your own results. Because speaking from experience, when you go from thing to thing to thing to thing, you feel like it's a slog because all you're doing is working. And after a while, that does get boring. Like, if all it is work, you're going to want to break from the work. And if you feel like the work is never going to get done, then a break doesn't feel like it's ever in sight. And that is the gradual trajectory towards burnout. We don't want that for you. Okay. This is what he said, long time. Long time. Yeah. We might need to fix that in terms of you giving yourself flowers, Miss Rosalie. Because there are plenty of other people that give you your flowers. That much is certain. So we got to work on that for you. The last time I gave myself flowers was 2 Thursdays ago when I did the launch party live right here, and had all of my wonderful folks on to chat about their books, chat about what their expectations were for the Paint to Prose playbook, because some of them have pre-ordered it. So that was the last time I gave myself flowers. Like, I actually, like, this is the flagship. I have authored 9 books prior to this, and it was a hodgepodge. All of them were all over the place. I've done a 52-week devotional. I've done the Bible study workbook to go with that devotional. I've done two young adult fiction sort of ebooks. They were meant to be like episodes in a series, like a novella series. I've done a journal. You actually see it back here, the Procrastinator's Journal, which is a no content book. I've done a poetry collection called Crooked Beauty, nice little slim pocket sized book that you can carry with you anywhere. That's I think it's strictly poetry. I don't think I put any short stories in there. And then I've done a full print novel called Faded Diamonds, which I co-authored with 2 amazing ladies who have their masters in social work. They're social workers and counselors, and that book was amazing. That story was the bomb. So as you can see, there's no through line with all the books, right? This one, the Paint to Prose playbook, is the first flagship, and this one, unlike all of the others, is going wide for me. I'm not exclusively publishing through Amazon with this one. This one is Amazon as well as Ingram Spark, which is a first for me. And then with Ingram Spark, my first ever hardcover book. I've never done a hardcover before, like with a dust jacket, I should say. The journal is technically hardcover, and the journal I did through Amazon. I did that one through KDP. The Paint to Prose playbook, this one is different because it's my first hardcover with a dust jacket. I've never done that before, so I'm super excited for when I get that first version in my hand. I have a very specific vision for that. So yeah, super excited. When I get those and do that unboxing, that's gonna be another celebration for me. Nothing, no huge party, but just and one of those bright spots and outs of excitement, if you will. And then I'll present you with this last question. As I mentioned, it's related to the previous one, which is, when's the last time you let someone else give you your flowers? If you're someone who's allergic to letting someone else give you your flowers, You're essentially denying a blessing. And that might sound extreme in terms of somebody else giving you flowers, but the way we do one thing is usually the way we do everything. So if you're denying someone else the opportunity to give you your flowers, you're likely also denying them the opportunity to give you tangible things too. If they want to pay for something for you on your behalf and you're like, "Nah, I'm good," you're technically denying not only your own blessing, but you're denying them their blessing. God is an orchestrator and he uses people to bless one another. He wanted us to be interdependent with each other. And the blessings come when we give. The Bible says it's more blessed to give than to receive. So there's usually something else on the other end after we've opened our hand to give something away to somebody else. Like he's ready to put something in it. So when you push off that open hand that's ready to give you something and you instead say, "No, I'm good," that person still has the thing in their hand. God can't put the next thing in their hand yet. And then in your case, your hand stays closed. So God also can't put the thing in your hand either. So you're technically hamstringing two people at the same time. So here's my loving challenge to you. Let other people give you your flowers. It means you deserve them. And my previous question about you giving yourself flowers, you give yourself your flowers. You deserve them. Okay? You deserve them. Shout out to Ms. Rosalie. She said, "Say that again. Please don't block someone's blessings." Yeah. That was a powerful lesson to learn, man. Because I'll be honest with you, I was guilty of that. Full transparency. I was guilty. I used to be super modest and super humble, like, "No, I'm good. It's okay, whatever." I don't know where I learned that that was a desirable trait. Perhaps something in church culture. Like we are taught to be humble, the whole blessed to more blessed to give than to receive thing. But it is a whole other skill to learn to receive. Real talk. Shout out to Mr. Lamasley, always tuning in. Thank you so much. Got the hearts and the praying emoji. Glad to know you're doing pretty good. That's good. I love it. Glad to know you're doing pretty good. And again, shout out to my folks tuning in. I appreciate you. And again, as you're watching this, whether you're watching this live with me or if you're catching this on the replay, do answer these questions for real. Put them in your journal, record them in your phone, but genuinely answer these questions and be honest with yourself. And come back to this episode if you need to. Like, come back to this live stream, catch the replay again. Okay? Because it is important to one, give yourself flowers, and two, let somebody else give you your flowers. Okay? Let somebody else do that. Even if it feels icky to you, it feels weird. You're like, "Ew, stop talking about me. I'm not that important." The truth is, yes, you are. If they feel the need to tell you thank you, you made an impact on them. You're worth talking about. You are important. That sounds like motivational stuff, but sometimes we have to be reminded of the truth of a matter. Okay. Now, speaking of somebody that is always deserving of flowers, I got my ride or die, my day one, my sis, my favorite person to talk to. Jessica Holly's in the building. What's up?
That mute button was not to defeat me on tonight.
You know what I'm saying? How you doing, Jess? What's up?
I am quite all right. I was summoned and I was like, Avengers, assemble.
Yeah, man. So I was sharing like some of these introspective questions because hey, like self-examination is important. And I
Mm,
wanted to like run that by our people. Like, how are you really doing? You know what I'm saying? Like without the boxed answer, "I'm fine, I'm hanging in there," all of that. Like, how you really doing? Are you tired? Are you frustrated? You dealing with some challenges, or are you like actually good for real, for real? You know what I mean? So how are you doing? How is Jessica Holly doing?
Standard answer, "I'm okay," and then keep it moving fast and you keep moving, you ain't gotta get no further explanation. I mean, there's certain ones
Mm-mm.
explanation to, but, it's actually funny that you should ask that question, because, right about now, I'm tired. It's been a lot, and, I'm actually talking about all the things, all next month on my podcast,
Yep.
where series that is coming up. So far, I've been talking about, doing a reset, determining whether or not you need a hard reset or a soft reset. Do you need to be doing anything extra? Or do you need to just go ahead and post? Do you need to just maintain while you're taking care of you? And then we move talking about getting realigned after you go through some of those reset steps. And as I started to make the episodes, it put me in the mind of thinking about the question that you just asked, how are you really? And for me to ask my viewers that, for me to ask everybody else that, I had to get real with how am I really? And that's what led me to, you know what? Let me go ahead and talk about burnout and the different aspects of it. Because a lot of times when we're looking at like high function anxiety, high function depression, um, there's this thought that it's supposed to look a certain kind of way. Like being tired isn't supposed to look like this. Being emotionally exhausted, it doesn't look like this. And so I actually, you know, let me text you as soon as I think of it. Because next concepts for a book that I'm going to be writing. Now I done said it on a live, now I gotta do it. You see how the procrastination bully make it in for y'all? But
Let's go.
this were, one of the things that I thought of, and I'm like, you know what? No, this is a book right here. Is I was like, just put on some lashes and some sunglasses. Hey, mom. I'm like, just put on some lashes and some sun. Put some lip gloss on it. Nobody will ever know that your eyes are dead behind those shades. And I was like, you know what? Instead of just making that a hashtag and like, oh, you know what? That was a good phrase. I'm like, huh, I got some chapters. Let me go ahead and get to outlining so that I could get to writing and really break that down and really talk about it. Because when we dig into how are you really doing, it is easy to make yourself look okay when you're really, and we take it for granted so many times. The person that I always think of is Robin Williams. Rest,
Yeah.
like you're talking about somebody that brought so many people so much joy, so many laughs, like year over year from childhood on up into adulthood. And for him to make how was he really doing? He made it look okay. He made everybody laugh, made everybody feel a certain kind of way. And from the outside looking in, "Oh, no, you're fine. You're fine." That hiding behind that, "I'm fine," hiding behind that, "Oh, I'm okay." Yeah, but when you ask, "How are you really?" you can make it look like a whole lot that is actually not. And it's easy to come on live an hour or 2 per week so that everybody can see that you're okay. There's another 166 hours in a week. What are you doing with that time that you're not on live when people can see you? Because even the times that you're getting pre-recorded content, you don't know how many times somebody went ahead and pressed the stop button so that you could see what they wanted you to see, so that you can see the edited version of that video. Even with a live, you could click the button and boom the room right now. Live is over. And you can go be who you need to be, do what you want to do, break down however. So I mean, we see it time and time again. Is I think maybe, and I hope, sincerely, I hope he's well. But I mean, most recently, we've seen Brandy start getting dragged, and the first thing that I thought was, did y'all not learn enough from when y'all did this to Chadwick? Because when I saw the picture, and I'm like, this isn't funny. It looks like something's wrong, and everybody wanted to put on their best funeral clothes so that we could go see Wakanda Forever. But as he was posting, letting people in on what was actually going on, it was all fun and games, it was all jokes. And that was a person that even started to look like everything wasn't really okay. And so I would really encourage the viewers, you know, make sure that if you are fake okay, if you are fake fine, um, if
That
you
need to
gotta
be a
put
hashtag. I love that. Fake okay is not okay. That's a shirt.
okay, you know I'm about to write it down.
Exactly.
Yeah, I'll go ahead and check my site. The merch will be up in the next couple of days. Get your shirt. Um, but I would really encourage people to some of these things write because it is therapeutic. Um, and it can be even if you aren't meaning to publish it. Everything that you write while you're in grief or in your not being okay season isn't meant for everybody. Sometimes what you write is meant to go to God. Sometimes what you write is meant to just be a historical document for yourself. And sometimes it's to um, be a part of the family legacy that you're leaving behind so that somebody doesn't have to fill in blanks or fill in the story for what is the roots or the queen of your family lineage. Your grandchildren, great grandchildren, they can just read exactly week to week, day to day, what was going on with you at the time. They don't have to just take the highlight reels that we got now all across all of these social media channels of everything that's good. Because even when people do post videos crying, the comments gonna still talk about you. Why would you post yourself crying? And I mean,
Yeah,
I'm not about to get on here crying with y'all. Why would I do that? No, thank you. Um, like it's just not
me either.
me. But I mean, the what you see on social media can very much be edited. Just like photos can be retouched, just like people I just found out today. I could give me a tummy tuck and a BBL right there on Chat GT. I was like, oh, word. Posted a picture of them in underwear, and they said, I just got my plastic surgery with Chat GTP or PPT, whatever them letters is. Y'all know what I'm talking about. I mean, permanently saying it wrong. Well, however they go, but you know what I'm talking
Permanently.
about. But I mean, you can, you can become whoever you want to the public eye. And I mean, it doesn't just have to be online or if you are a public figure, a writer, a speaker, a podcaster, or any of that. Because I mean, shoot, put your lashes and your shades on so that you can go to the grocery store or so that you can go run your errands because there's one can of tuna left. Now you have to go outside because you can waste some more money on DoorDash, but you like, my funds looking like I should probably let me go ahead and drag myself out the crib to go to the grocery store. You can
Them keys
still
add up.
make it look like you're okay. Just smile bright enough. Pretend for long enough until you can get back to the safety of isolation in your own home. And as always, make sure that you consult with a licensed clinician. We are not your therapist. We're just giving you tips from our own experiences and what we would do. Thank you for coming to this TED Talk and that disclaimer.
I love it. By the way, you see that, right? Miss Rosie already putting her order in for the shirt.
Hey, biggest
Fake
supporter
okay
out.
is not okay. Fake okay is not okay. I love it. She said medium, okay? I want my shirt.
Okay.
Yeah. So I wanted to find out from you though, just like when's the last time you let someone else give you your flowers? Like let someone else say, like, hey, you the bomb.com. Like,
I mean, let is relative.
okay. Explain.
If I'm gonna be completely honest, I think I don't let people give me my flowers. You guys kind of just corner me off and it's like, hey, and I'm like, oh, look, flowers. But um, when I really think and people that are like the strong friend or you're the GC that always has a listening ear for somebody else, like be mindful of this. Like think about it. If you are a flight attendant or a GC, that means you care about the people. You're on the people side of the pie. Um,
Yep.
really do need to think about when was the last time that you let somebody else give you your flowers, and as soon as you said it, my eyes just honed in on the word let, because I'm like, mm, let you, does it just happen? And that's what I want people to be aware of. Do you allow for it to happen? Do you make space for it to happen? Do you make room for it to happen? Because sometimes, I mean, you know what? I'll just go ahead and speak for myself. And sometimes I'm so focused on making sure that the experience is what it is for everybody else, or making sure that everyone else around, like, are you good? You good? Everybody okay? Why your face look like that? Who I need to slap their face? What happened? Who messing with you? What is it? Who I will go tell they ace something about theyself. Don't mess with my peoples. You know, I be loving.
Mhm.
But when you're the person that does all of that, you do have to take that moment of self-reflection, and it's it's like you've been all in my business this weekend. We haven't even talked this week yet with these questions. You digging and digging real hard right now. But um, because right now I'm like, yeah, I'm breaking off a little bit of coaching for y'all. But if you tune in on my side of the podcasting world, you know I would raise my hand and be like, I'm telling y'all, but I'm talking to myself because me too. Um,
Yep.
so you actually have to be self-aware, and it does take someone else asking you, well, when's the last time you let, that you allowed, that you created space for, that you paused long enough to receive and actually take advantage of and enjoy letting someone else give you your flowers, like for real, for real. And I think even connected to that, one of the things that you said that it sticks with me, but I still have to slow down enough and take a moment of pause to think about it and realize, when I feel like that statement, it goes into that bucket where you were talking about, if you have an area of challenge, that is the space for somebody else to be a blessing to you so that they can operate in their gift. And I feel like under like that umbrella, that letting other people give you your flowers, that has to be a part of it, because it's easy to point out and talk about when you're surrounded by takers, but it's very easy to get lost in the sauce of being surrounded by givers and being so mutually beneficial that you don't pay attention to or pause to appreciate when someone else is giving you those flowers, that you don't pause to receive them. Now, if somebody gave me flowers in real life, one of our our peers, JR, he talked about how I got this giant bouquet of some hot pink roses. I was like, oh my God. And I took the time to like preen them, cut the stems, and play, well, not play with the petals, but do my thing with the petals. I sang to them, I talked to them, I encouraged them. I got my bouquet nice and fluffy because it made me happy. And I was like, I need to take care of these because I really love them. The same way that I cared for those physical flowers because aesthetically I thought they were so pretty. I won't even say that like, oh my goodness, I love the way those roses smell, because that's not even the case. But the same way that I took the time to take care of the flowers that somebody gave me, and they cared that I cared about the physical flowers that they gave me, people
Mhm.
that you allow yourself to accept the flowers that they're giving you, when they're giving you kudos, when they're giving you accolades, when they're simply thanking you, big and small, when they're expressing their appreciation for you, whether it be verbal, with physical gifts, with sometimes just the gift of, let's be alone together, because there's not any left to say. I appreciate you in the space, and making yourself available and open to receive all of those forms of other people showing you that love. And it doesn't always have to be based upon, something that you did for them. In particular, sometimes it's just, I mean, sometimes when I'm thinking about it, I'm like, yep, thought about you. That is all. That is the text. Good
That's
day.
it.
Sometimes that simple. but being open to being able to receive that in all forms. And that gives you something to meditate on and something to focus on when you're having those how are you really moments that you just okay, that you're just fine.
Yeah. Wanted to share a quick comment there. Ms. Rosie said that's very important. If you don't open that door, then it seems as though you don't need these people. And that is also important. That ties in with your core message, the everybody can't go thing, which and I appreciate you, Miss Rosie, for putting that comment in there because that presents your everybody can't go concept just in a different way, which your core message is you have to be self-aware enough to know who you can progress with and who you need to peacefully release. But with this, like you have to also be self-aware enough to know when you're accidentally or unintentionally pushing people away and you don't mean to. So thanks, Rosalie, for that. Thanks, Miss Rosalie, for that. Appreciate you with that
Yeah.
one. That's a great.
And to leave that one up there really quick.
Mhm.
The other think of when she said if you don't open that door, when you're thinking of a door being open, there have been times, depending on the people that they know me good, or if I know somebody coming over, hey, I'm in the area, can I just stop by? Sure, the door's unlocked. Sometimes being open, kick it wide open for any and everybody that traipse inside. You can leave the door unlocked so that even when you don't feel like it, the people that know where you're at and know where you're
Mhm.
at, they know that the door is unlocked for them and make sure that you keep yourself open both up here and here. Make sure that you're keeping those doors open so that when you need to leave that physical front door unlocked or that mental front door unlocked or your heart's door unlocked, that those people that truly do care about you got nothing to give. They not coming to check and see if the door locked anyway. But those who care, they know and will check like, hey, I'm just trying to get in real quick. I don't want nothing. Just want to be around. Just just want to be
Mhm.
and sure that you're okay.
For sure. Yeah, I thanks for sharing that perspective as well. That was great. I like that. Having the door open and door open or unlocked, like have the door unlocked and the door unlocked, which is really cool. I like that. That's a great concept because sometimes it is like that because there are times when you don't have the language to
Mm,
express where you're at, and this is especially true when you're in grief. There's times you don't know what to say. Like you might be catatonic and the people in your life might want to help, but also they're at a loss because they don't know how to help because they don't necessarily know what you want. But it's important that you at least leave the doors unlocked so they can come in, even if it's silent company.
mhm.
Like I'm good for that. I'm good for being silent company with somebody. Like we don't have to talk if you don't want. Like just if you need company, I can definitely do that. Ms. Rosalie, yes, there needs to be boundaries, but we all need each other. Yes,
Mm,
indeed.
and those
Yes.
boundaries there, that's where you got to exercise those boundaries of sometimes that like I said, the door is unlocked for certain people, but some people, gone away from here. Get, scat, scram. Just crack me up every time.
Absolutely. Absolutely. She was saying we know that. Yeah, for sure, for sure. Yeah, man. And I appreciate that you gave the distinction with the let somebody else. Because I didn't even think about the let as the specific thing versus people just cornering you with the flowers. You know what I mean? Hey, there are times when they have to because there are times when we're so diligent, we're just in the work. We don't think about it, we're not asking for it, we're not looking for it. And as I
Mm,
mentioned earlier, some of us are allergic to it. Like when you want to hear it because it makes us feel icky. And sometimes people have to heap the flowers on you so you can see that you are worthy of them. You don't
Mhm.
realize that you have planted an entire row of them, and they're just harvesting them for you. Like, hey, you did this. You know what I mean? But yeah, appreciate you presenting that alternate perspective too. So then my question is, do you give yourself flowers? Like, when's the last time you've done that? We will heap them on you, but like, when's the last time you did that? Or is that even a habit of yours? Like, is that something you do at all?
Hmm, I should do better at it because I'm thinking of like when the last time I've been to Tyson's, when the last time I've been to Somerset. Um, I didn't get myself anything at the Galleria lately, so I'm oh, you know what? It was about a month ago, and again, it was the physical flowers. So my favorite flowers are peonies, but they're pretty much only in season May through July, August, like the summertime.
Mm.
Oh, I went to the grocery store. I saw white, hot pink, um, and light pink. When I tell you, I picked up so many bundles of flowers. I have flowers in 3 places in my downstairs because I picked up every color they had, I picked all of them up. And I was like, well, self was like, yes. And I came home and I did all of my clipping and mixing all the flower food in the perfectly temperatured water for all of my little babies. And I'm like, I got too many flowers. Where shall I put these? And I just found places through all downstairs in my home. And when I tell you a few of the vases that I had, filled them with flowers and went and just put them all over. And them things made me happy. The bigger and fluffier they got, the happier I was. And I do actually like the fragrance of those flowers.
Yeah, that's awesome. I love that it was literal too. That's a cute little bonus there. That's awesome. I don't expect you to answer this one, but I don't know if you were on the stream when I was describing what a black swan is, like getting to the heart of a matter. So, one of the books you've heard me talk about pretty often is Chris Voss's Never Split the Difference. That's the book on negotiation.
Mhm.
And the black swan, Chris puts towards the end of the book because he's talking about that is the thing when you're practicing tactical empathy and like really listening to the other person and what their demands are, and you start asking them follow-up questions to really dig down to what they really want. They're barking all the stuff at you. In the case with the negotiating, they want X amount of $1 million or whatever, whatever, whatever. But
Mhm.
when after asking all the follow-up questions, their black swan, like usually the heart of the matter is something else. It's usually the person not feeling seen, the person feeling abandoned, or they're usually feeling some kind of not underserved, that's not the word, marginalized, that's the word. It's usually the black swan is like the actual real problem that's at the heart of it instead of what's being spoken. So yeah, I was presenting that to our viewers and listeners, like, what is your actual thing? Yes, you might be frustrated with what's going on the job, but what is it really? Is it that your supervisor is unpleasant? I'm putting that nicely. Is it that your supervisor is unpleasant, or is it that you know that you're worth more than the job is paying you, and you're frustrated because you feel like you can't leave the job yet? Is
Ooh.
that what the core of you know what I'm saying? Like, it's worth investigating. It's worth examining and analyzing. Like, what is the real issue? Because then, talking pilot talk, like once you identify the thing, then you can find a solution. Like once you
Mm,
name it specifically, you can find a solution.
yeah. So with getting down to what the black swan is, the first thing that I thought of as you were describing the basis of it was the emotions wheel. So for the viewers, if you Google just Google emotions wheel. And it's literally a circle inside a circle inside a circle that
Yep.
like the biggest one that people always say, I'm angry. And it's like, okay, but under that anger, there's another set of feelings. Um, and let me see, I got my laptop up right now.
Okay, because
And
I'm bringing it up too. Like
okay,
I
pulling
have
up.
an image of it. You see y'all like we on the same wavelength at all times. Y'all see that? We both looking for the same thing. Hold on.
Always. So
Yeah,
when
let
you're
me
looking,
share mine.
oh, you gonna share your screen?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay, I'll
Yeah.
go. Up.
By the way, double check your AirPods, by the way. It sounds like they might be dying, like they're cutting in and out a little bit.
Uh-oh. It might have been
Like I
because
can
I
still
was
hear you, but yeah.
okay. You just go ahead and put in both.
Yeah.
I don't know what else I need to do. Just in case it's trying to connect to another device.
Which might be the case.
Yep. Okay. So hopefully that has me loud and clear for you guys.
Yeah.
Okay. So when you're looking at anger, because that's the one that usually people I'm mad. Like, okay, yeah, you mad, but do you feel tense? Do you feel aggressive? Do you feel resentful of something somebody did? Are you skeptical and you think that they playing in your face? Like, what is behind the reason why you're so really at the center of this emotions wheel, that's like the that's like when you're in preschool and we're gonna talk about I'm angry. Hmm. But as adults, you're adults, even though it is ghetto here, we're this inner wheel, we still have to be self-aware and ask ourselves, like, okay, when you're getting down to that black swan, yeah, you mad AF. But one, why are you mad AF? And then two, whatever you're mad about, why are you mad about it? Do you feel like somebody is being distant from you? Are you to the point where you just feel numb? Are you feeling withdrawn? Um, are you actually infuriated? Do you have certain feelings because are you angry because the person violated you, because they violated your boundaries, because they
Mm-hmm.
boundaries, your physical boundaries, any of those things? Did somebody steal from you? Um, and it's the same thing when you're looking at reasons why you're sad, or why do you feel fearful? Why do you feel disgust, or you just feel bad? You can also feel joy, you can feel genius, even with those happy feelings. Well, why do you feel that way? So when we're and right now we're just kind of more so focusing on the fear, sad, anger, disgust, because we're talking about the black swan concept specifically. So I don't want you
Mm-hmm.
guys run off, gallivant off into the darkness, and it's like, oh, this is only when I'm investigating what are my negative feelings. You can also use this to investigate your positive feelings as well, and also expand upon being able to express to others what it is that you're actually feeling. When you're feeling, I mean, even when you're just content. If you're, and I say just content, not to minimize it, but sometimes we do, we feel neutral. We just are.
Mm-hmm.
We're just, and that's okay as well. But even behind that feeling of content, you might find that behind that feeling, you are actually just quietly joyful. And feeling these other things that you see on the wheel. You could feel like you're content because you feel free. You feel successful. You feel like you've accomplished something. And this is your moment to sit back and just take it in, feel the fuzzy. Finally, finally, oh, I feel successful because I did it. I did the thing. But I actually have to investigate the emotion wheel myself, because I think that my black swan, the first thing that I thought of was the why is it taking so long? And shout out to
Say that one more time, because it's still cutting in and out on you.
oh dang, my my patience.
Oh,
So
patience. Okay.
yeah, my patience. I ain't gonna even try to spell it out loud. That's crazy. But I know the difference between patience at the doctor and patience like mine is this big. I can't spell it out loud though. But, Google check the spell check. That's why I had the best editor in the world. Uh, Thomas, okay? But shout out to Lisa. One of the that I talked about. We gonna get ready by now. That I should have been here in life by. I should have finished this by now. My business. At this by- I should
Yeah,
have been Dr. Holly by now.
yeah. You may have to like just turn those off altogether and like maybe use your computer. Like,
Yep, I'ma just abort mission. Can you hear me good now?
yeah, yeah. No disturbance.
Okay, cool. And I done already
So
gave
run that
everybody the
one back
quiet
because
on
I,
me.
you and I were in that same room with Lisa when she shared that, and everybody remember
Mhm.
when she said that, everybody in the room went, "Ooh!" Like it was,
Mhm.
it was a collective groan because they understood it. So yeah, run that back for our
Yes,
audience.
because it cut and it cut deep. So when I'm being transparent about what is my own black swan, the reason why that moment cut so deep for me because some of the things that I have like I can admit my patience is this big. And I say that all the time. I count my mental blocks for how much patience I'm gonna have left each day. Every morning I start at 100. Sometimes by the time my feet hit the floor, I am down to 10 blocks left. So that tells you how
Wow.
quickly my patience leaves me. But
At least you're self-aware.
that part, okay? I'm only going to fight winning battles. But when thinking about it, I had to again, when we're thinking about that emotion wheel, with my black swan being patience, I ain't got that much. But why? And it was connected to me thinking about all of the things and being accepting of and able to accept that when we are building our vision, when we are crushing our goals or working on our goals, working toward our goals, um, there are going to be times and seasons in life where you gonna be able to just run, 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 run. Like I can turn on some old ET clips and be hyped in a mug all day. I'm on everything. And I mean it from the time that I wake up until well, shoot, after everybody else go to bed and I'm still working and doing what I need to do. But there are also times where it's time to slow down. That's where I have to be very self-aware of what are my challenges. Now, earlier I talked about GCs and flight attendants being on the people side of the pie. There's also a pace for the pie as well. The pace of moving fast, I'm on that whole side of the pie, both parts of me, the pilot side and the flight attendant side.
Pew.
One of them 99 and one of them 98. And
Wow.
the two that where I got the part of me that is on the slow side of the pie, it's a 9 and a 10. So you can only imagine with this much of me being on the fast side and this much of me being on the slow side, the type of um me complex that gives me when it comes to the pace. You can get why the procrastination bully had to put her foot up my digital ace and be like, you finished how many books, but how many are actually published and released to the world for everybody to find? Don't You can write it down and we will get to it later. The things that are already finished, we're going to go back and work on that. But no, we supposed to because I'm still trying to run. And what's crazy about that in real life, if you tell me to run unless I'm being chased, I ain't running no doggone where. Bye.
See, see,
Not doing it. If you talk about physically running, I will walk 5 miles before I run one, okay? I will see
same,
you later.
same.
But when I was really digging into that emotion wheel of what my black swan is, I had to dig into my flight assessment. I had to dig into Why do I feel impatient? What's bothering you? Because there's some certain things that I'll have a whole lot of patience for when it comes to
Mm-hmm.
quality.
Mm-hmm.
I can want a cookie, but if you just try to hand me a pack of grocery store cookies, I'm gonna look at you like, ugh. I didn't get like this eating any old thing. I just eat a lot of what's real, real good. I'm not eating that. Get that away from me. Good day. Now, will I go wait in a line wrapped around the corner so that I can get some of these other cookies that shall not be named and that have been sworn off from these bakeries? Because no free promo. But yeah, I will wait in line for 20, 30 minutes for a good cookie. I sure will. So I had to think to myself, okay, well, why is it that for certain things you can wait for a quality cookie, but you can't wait for quality movement forward in whatever it is of your goal set that you feel
Mm.
like it's taking too long? Because instead of focusing on the quality of it, the way that you will focus on waiting for the quality of that cookie, you're not going to wait on the quality of it. You're going to focus on the buy now portion of it. And I was like,
That.
self. And self was like, and what? I'm like, okay, girl, you got it. You got it. Cause the same way that I be on y'all head, look, sometimes self be dragging me. I be like, girl, can you just let me feel bad for myself? And she like, nope. You done had your 5 minute funk. Now get up. Don't act like that. Cause by
5 minute
now
phone.
what? And we got
Wow.
rest and we got more work to do. But sit down and after the rest. And I also have
Wow.
people in my life that are around me to tell me the same thing. You know this. Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Y'all be on my phone like, why you still awake? You called me though. I'm awake for you. No, you're not. You in your office. That's not the point.
You see what I'm saying? Like, girl, go to bed. You know what I'm saying? Absolutely. I wanted to really run this comment really quickly. Miss Laverne, shout out to Miss Laverne. She was my she's my adopted mom. Shout out to my ATL peeps. Yeah, she said it's best to give don't have to be. Yeah. And that's something a lot of us know really well. Like
Hmm.
in your orbit, my orbit, like our brother Guy, like we get it. Like don't wait until it's too late. Like give them flowers and like receive them. Let the
Hmm.
people heap it on you even if you know, even if you're not looking for it.
Yeah,
Let them
that's
heap it on you.
facts.
Yeah,
Yeah, that
for
was
sure.
deep.
Yeah, shout out to Miss Lover. She said, "Love you, hun."
Shout
Love
out to
my
Miss
peoples, man.
Laverne.
Yeah. Um, yeah, man. Thank you for sharing your insight, Jess, and being transparent, about what yours is. Um, I'll be honest, like mine, I shared it briefly earlier, which is like fear of non-completion. Like I want to make sure,
Mm,
you know what I mean? Like the Pain to Pros playbook is the main thing, but I want to make sure I accomplish everything that's attached to it, like the
mm,
boot camp, the retreat, what like anything else that is part of that assignment. I want to make sure I finish it. So I'm like on top of my health, and sometimes there is health anxiety. Shout out to Simone Harris, LDH's wife. She gave me that language because I didn't know what it was, but that's literally what it is. Like the moment I feel weird, I'm like,
oh,
what is
what is
happening?
this?
Yeah, and it might not even be anything serious, but like it's just like, oh my goodness, I need to make sure I get done what I need to get done because you never know. So it's
Hmm.
really important to for me, like my black swan is to make sure I complete all that stuff, which is probably where the bully comes from. I think that's how the bully was born because I had been super introverted, super quiet, the world's best kept secret with all of this value. And it took being in the mastermind and the rest of y'all like it was you guys heaping the flowers on me because I was like, oh, I'm actually kind of dope. You know what I mean? Like
And that
it
face you
wasn't a
just
thing where I
made, 100% accurate.
Yeah, like it wasn't even me refusing the flowers. I just wasn't observing. I was just doing what I was doing. I was just being. And y'all like, girl, like you are super dope. What is happening? And I'm like, oh, I'm super dope. Okay. Thank you. And then I
And
just
he is.
embraced it. Yeah. Just embraced it and took it from there. You're welcome, by the way, Miss Laverne. Yes. Hey, listen, if Jessica is sharing space with me, like prepare to be sharpened in the best way. She is awesome.
Yeah, that
She
part,
she is a true
because
coach.
look, iron sharp as iron. You be having an iron already sharp, and like, look, I was like, when I saw the call, I was like, hold on, let me get over here, because I'm like, look, y'all know how Gordon Ramsay get the little knife sharpener thing. He be you, mm-hmm. That be you
Yeah.
all day. And I'm like, you know what? It's a lot of times that I'm like, because I was working on such and such, and Mel T just she the way she talked to me, it got broke down like that, dot, dot, dot,
Yeah.
dot. Now I'm a genius.
Yeah. And that's proof that we don't need to be operating alone because something in the way somebody will say something will hit different. That's
Mm-hmm.
just that just is what it is. Even if you heard it from three other people before, something in the way somebody else, whoever this fifth person is, something in the way they said it gets through to you, and it makes all the
Mm-hmm.
difference in the world. Yeah.
And when you around wise counsel, because this has happened with us many a times, sometimes you hear different because of who's listening to you.
Mm.
Because it's been a handful of times that I'm like, well, I don't know why I didn't think of that 2 weeks ago, but now that I'm telling it to you, I answered my own question. Sometimes you need to have that conversation with wise counsel, not because the very same thing that you're saying while you're just venting, if you venting in the wrong places, you just venting and you ain't gonna get nothing from it. You just talking.
Mm.
If you venting in the right places, a lot of times, even though you're just venting, the answer is right there. It's in the room. Shout out to LDH.
Yep. Yep. For
And it
sure.
is the nicest when you're not expecting it. When you get flowers and physical flowers, and they be like, you know what? By the way, here's a Louis bag too, and some first class tickets to Greece. We're gonna be gone for 10 days.
Wow. We still praying for that, y'all.
Look, I'm gonna put it in the atmosphere.
Amen. Amen. For sure. Well, Jess, thank you so much for answering the call, answering the bat signal. You know what I'm saying? Always appreciate you.
Of course, of course. Good night, you guys.
Take care. Peace. Yeah. Always a pleasure having Jessica on. She is thebomb.com. And yes, Miss Laverne, you are absolutely right. Have the conversation at times with yourself. It's important. Even if it feels weird, even if it feels like you're wasting your time, one of the things that I always share on this channel, I said it in a lot of my previous episodes, the body just needs the release. So it might actually be best if you're doing it by yourself because then you'll have the safety of not being heard by anybody else. Like it's just you and your private conversation. You can just say what you need to say and keep it moving. Get it out of your body so your nervous system can regulate and you will feel better. Talk to yourself and talk to God. Yes, Jess, absolutely. You're welcome, Miss Laverne. Thank you so much for chiming in. I appreciate you. And hey, Jess, look at what Miss Rosalie said. I fly, will carry luggage. That is this Rosalie's favorite catchphrase. Like she will travel. Half bag will travel. Okay. So as soon as you get them Louis bags, Jess, like make sure you hit up Miss Rosalie. She coming with you. All right. But yeah, in the meantime, you guys, thank you so much for tuning in, for chiming in the comments. I appreciate you. I always love when you guys rock with me. Yeah, you see that? You see that, Miss Rosalie? She said you are always invited. Okay, always invited. Speaking about quality company, Jessica touched on the the quality of the person that you're venting to. And sometimes that will determine what you verbally express, because it does make you think twice. Like if you're in the presence of somebody that is a high value person, somebody that is solutions oriented, you will think twice before you just say any old thing, because they may not have the patience for any foolishness. Like they want the truth out of you, but they also want the best out of you, and they will call that out. So shout out to Miss Rosalie. Yes, she said this was a great talk. Yes, indeed. Always love it when Jessica pulls up. It's the bomb. We always have a good time. Great talk indeed. And by the way, Miss Rosalie, like we may need to have you on the show one of these nights, man. Like on the live stream. Like, hey, ladies and gentlemen, this is where I come from. So they can fully understand where the procrastination bully comes from, why I am the way that I am. Okay. Yeah, that would be a fun live stream to have you on to share your lessons, your thoughts, your nuggets of wisdom. That would actually be a fun time, especially if Jessica calls in when you're on. Oh my gosh, like it's gonna be sheer laughter during that conversation. Absolutely. Jess, Miss Laverne is agreeing with you in the chat. She's saying yes, talk to yourself and talk to God. She's agreeing with you for sure. Um, if you're watching and listening, by the way, JR, because I know you did come in to the studio, feel free to come back on, or like you can join me next Thursday, God's willing, and we can chop it up. But thank you for clicking the link and joining. Sorry that we didn't get the chance to actually have the conversation there. But yeah, shout out to Jess. She said, talking about gems on, okay? Gems on gems on gems. So yeah, let's apply the pressure, Jess. Like let's gently convince Mama T to join us on a Thursday live, because that's gonna be a fire conversation. But in the meantime, between time, you guys, thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you as always for joining me. It is always a pleasure to have you guys, you know, chatting it up in the comments. You know what I mean? As I play the music out. But yeah, tune in next Wednesday, 6 p.m. Eastern Time, as always, for another scheduled pre recorded episode of The Activated Author. And of course, next Thursday at 7 p.m. Eastern Time for The Activated Author Live. Oh, hold up, hold up. As I was about to fade it on out, JR is back on. So we're going to close out with this final conversation right here. Just so you're aware, though, JR, we're going to need some light. JR got the Batman effect going on. So you are live with us, sir. You are live. So we're going to chop it up real quick. There we go. There he is. You're muted, though.
Yeah.
There we go. What's
Mm-hmm.
up?
What's going on with you?
Doing good, man. Thanks for joining us like right here at the end. I was starting to wrap up, but I appreciate you, man.
Yes, ma'am.
I'll run the last two questions by you. I was, sharing during the conversation, like very introspective question. By the way, shout out twin. I saw the shirt. I see you, bro. I see you, bro.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, the last two questions, and I ran this by Jess as well. When was the last time you gave yourself flowers? And when was the last time you let other people give you flowers? Yeah.
Yeah, I don't really celebrate myself like that. Uh,
See?
so I say never at this point,
Okay.
or not at all. Um, Giving flowers, I need to do better.
Well, letting other people give you flowers, you mean?
No, giving people flowers, their flowers.
Okay. Ms. Rosie says she likes your shirt.
Thank you. But one of
So there you
a
go.
it's comfortable and everything else.
Absolutely. So see, there you go. Like that was a flower. She's like, hey, dope shirt.
Mhm.
Thanks for wearing it. You know what I'm saying?
Yes,
Yeah.
ma'am.
'Cause we were talking about the importance of the the importance of giving yourself flowers and being willing and open to receiving them from other people. Because it makes a difference. If all you're doing is just the work or just the hustle and not seeing your own progress or hearing your progress from other people, like other people may be observing it,
Hmm.
like it'll just feel like a never-ending slog, which then leads you to burnout. And I know that's one of the things you touched on in your book, like
Hmm.
the accountability thing. Like if you're just doing the work, you'll find yourself at a disadvantage. Like it's important to have that outside voice that can see what you're doing and chime in.
100%. I definitely agree with you. It's so funny you say that. I find myself actually reading again my own book and
Hey,
going through it myself. It's like, dang, I'm learning something
yep,
new every time.
yep, absolutely.
Yes, man.
I'm scrolling through here because I know I had your caption. So there it is. I want to make sure everybody that is watching knows who is talking. David
Thank you
Nesbitt
so much.
Jr.,
Thank you.
aka JR. Yeah. Accountability versus you, who's really winning. So y'all take a look at that book as well. Like go cop that. Like he was able to win people over with just the copy that's on the back. Okay. Like just with the blurb on the back. So
That's been a
for
good
sure.
game changer.
Yeah.
And the craziest thing, like I said before, shout out to, you, Mel T, and Jess. Um, just do it. That's it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Even when it feels
Just
uncomfortable, just do it.
and do it with accountability. Like between what you talk about in the book, what Jess and I talk about, like having even one other person makes all the difference. You make fewer mistakes because yes,
100%.
we have to overcome our fear of failure and just learn as we go. But it does help to do it with at least one other person, if not a community. Ideally, community. Like you definitely want that, but at least one other person. You know what I'm
100%.
saying? It makes
100%.
a world of difference.
Yes, ma'am. Definitely, definitely, it does. One of the biggest things is just also you being comfortable with the work that you've done. Like, um, people have their own opinion, and it's going to be okay. It's either going to be
Hmm.
good, it's going to be bad. Their perception of when they read it, it's their perception of when they read it. So, had some good critics, some harder ones, but I just got to get this Amazon thing fixed and tweaked a little bit. I'm ready to see the flood come in and see what everybody has to say. I think that'll be to see. I say about 100 comments, see how it goes. Just to read because what about 60% is out right now, or 70% of it's out there. So yeah,
Sweet. Yeah. Mine's about to hit the Amazon marketplace on Saturday, so I'm super excited. The
that's what I'm
paperback,
talking.
bruh, excited.
I'm
Yeah.
super excited. I'm super excited for you. I got to work on that part. As soon as I get it up there, Amazon going crazy.
Yeah. Awesome. Awesome. So
Yes, ma'am.
let me give you your flowers for doing the
Thank you
work.
so.
Hey, it was
Couldn't have done it
7 months
without
of
you guys.
coaching, accountability. Hey, accountability on both sides. Plus the retreat, like you were able to, get even more headway during our author activation weekend. So shout out to you for
Listen,
writing a book that is much needed. And like you put it, like you tested the waters in the marketplace, and you got the validity. Like folks saw that it was something people needed.
mhm,
So shout out to you
I
for
think-
that.
and that was it was I real tricky. Now I believe the hardship of where I'm at right now is number two because now I'm kind of ready. Thank you, Miss Rosalie. Thank you so much. Um, is figuring out how to kind of stay within that realm, but now it needs to be. versatile. So it's applicable. It's applicable and not just calling out one gender.
Yeah.
So that's going to be the twist of volume two because I have so many. Oh, I have so many other ones that I want to do. Now that y'all got it activated,
I
so
love it. And see, that's the beautiful thing, man. I want to show you this comment real quick. Miss Rosie said the next version will be better. If you hadn't done the first one, you wouldn't know. But you know what
I
I'm
love
saying?
it. I love
Yeah.
it. I love it. Yes,
But
ma'am.
to your point, I just had I interviewed my former professor, Yogi Mueller. He just had a book drop yesterday,
Hmm.
and he and I were talking about the exact same thing. Like, this is book number two for him. It's he was only a year removed from the first one. He launched his
Hmm.
first book last year, got the spark for this next book, worked on it for a few months. It's out now. And then he already has his third book lined up for October. It's a children's book. And that's what he said. Like, once you do that first one, like, the floodgates open because now you've done the process. So you know what the process is like. It's not as difficult. You don't have the limiting beliefs anymore because you've had the experience, and you can just sprint forward with the next ones. So I'm super excited for whatever book number two is going to be for you.
Yeah, I gotta go through your framework again, and
Mhm.
just weed out what people actually you know is not so much what the people want you to do, is what are you passionate about. I think that's too, it's another thing that you have to realize
Yeah,
is that, like, even if you are passionate about it, it might not fit the demographics of certain people, but people will be, yes man, we'll do. People will either gravitate to, and from the outside looking in, they don't know anything until you put it in front of their face. And
true.
again, like I said before, more women bought this than men, or the women bought it for their husbands or their
Could be.
cousins and everything like that. And I think when it's all said and done, I feel like when we all probably come together one day, maybe we can all have a collab, and it just has everything, little pitches and different things in it, and then maybe somebody can write a forwarding to it, and
Mhm.
then off to the masses.
Yeah, an anthology. Yeah,
Hmm.
we can definitely do it. I mean, that's what all the chicken soup books are. That's really what they are. They're
Hmm.
anthologies of different stories.
Yes,
So
ma'am.
I'm glad you said that. Thank you. Like, noted, seed planted. Like, we gonna do that. We're gonna do that for sure.
Yes, ma'am. One thing I say I'll leave with is just, I think one thing you talked about, my Dukes talked about, everybody talked about, that faith of a mustard seed. I'd say that's the one thing that also carried me across the finish line. Because going through it, nah, it's like, hey, this is just another thing. But the faith of a mustard seed that it can happen, and the belief that no matter what, it can fail or it can prevail. But
Mm,
failure's not in the line of cards or the deck of cards per se. Because you're around faith-based people, you're around like-minded individuals who, even though they don't have it all, they will make sure that they give you the tools or put you in position so that you can't fail.
exactly.
There's not a fail bone or a fail line in the book. So I really appreciate that. So that's all.
Cool. David Nesbitt Jr., everybody. Appreciate you, JR. Thank you so much for coming through again.
Yes, ma'am. Later.
All right. You have a good one.
You do the same.
Yep. All right, y'all. Awesome. I'm glad we got to have the conversation and close that out. Shout out to Jess around wise counsel. Gotta have the wise counsel. And Miss Rosalie, failure is not an option. You have God. Indeed. Indeed, indeed, indeed. So, on that wonderful and empowering note, y'all, we out of here for real this time. We out of here. But thank you, thank all of you who joined me in the conversation. Shout out to JR, shout out to Jessica. Always a blessing and a pleasure. Everybody that was in the comments, thank you so much. And all those who tuned in on Instagram, I want to shout you guys out. Dan, either Kizzy or Kezi. I feel like I'm a butcher that last name. But thank you for watching. Damon Mendez, we go way back. Thank you for watching. I appreciate you. And my sister Afia, thank you so much for watching over there. I appreciate you. It is always a blessing to see you guys. But in the meantime, in between time, y'all will see me next day at 7 p.m. Eastern for another TAA Live, and next Wednesday at 6 p.m. for our pre-recorded episodes of The Activated. Shout out to Miss Laverne for the extra Jamaican vocabulary. Brata. That term means extra. For those who've never heard that, like, that's what that means. Y'all got extra. Normally the episode is an hour. You guys rock with me for an extra nearly half an hour. So thank you so much. I'm releasing you to the rest of your evening. I love you. Have a great rest of your Thursday. Great rest of your week. Peace out. Gotcha.